Northeastern Mad Dogs took the D1AA regional playoffs by storm earlier this fall, crushing number 1 Notre Dame in the first round and beating number 2 ranked Virginia 2 days later. While Northeastern has had a lot of success historically and recently, it's a fair question to ask about what makes this team so special, and what are the special ingredients that allowed these dogs this fall to have their day. First thing on anyone's mind when they considered why the team had been so successful was the sheer size of the program. Players and coaches alike extolled the benefits of having such a large contingent of players, 80 to 90, out at every practice throughout the fall, and how that can offer you so many opportunities as a program to better yourselves and push yourselves even farther.
We have 94 players on the team this year, all registered on NCR, and it's a blessing to have. It's a lot of people, but we have a first, a second, and a third side almost at times where the whole premise is each week those positions are up for grabs.
There's a lot of competition in here. If you're not showing up to practice, somebody else is, and they're going to take that spot. So it really holds these teammates accountable and players accountable for showing up every day, giving it their all, and earning that spot. At the same time, all those people are bringing energy, they're bringing excitement, and when people come together for one goal and there's that many people that are working towards the same thing, it's hard not to find success at some aspect of it.
We are a team comprising mainly people who never played the sport before. We did swimming, track, or soccer, and so to be the new kids on the block and then come in and win nationals was amazing for us. So
Northeastern players recruit early and often, and they cast an extremely wide net when trying to get prospective new teammates to come out and play the game.
We don't care about your experience. We don't care if you've played any sport before. We just want you to come and join and have fun playing the game.
We have the environment in our team where everyone is just so excited to play and they just want to get on the field. I think it really lends itself to people jumping at opportunities for extra minutes. We had a couple players join up with Boston Women's, which is a club team here, over the summer just to get some more minutes. And then I think as we got back into the season, just jumping in right away and getting ready and saying, okay, what can we do to be the most prepared for our next game, and then the rest of the season beyond that.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges we face, having the numbers that we do, is making sure that all players are developing at the rate that they need to. We have some players that have 4 or 5 years of experience at this point, and how do we challenge them to play at that next level? How do we get our players on board who have maybe only been around for a season or 2? We have some players that have only played sevens with us, so now coming up, while they have great rugby skills, learning the structure of 15s, learning the offensive patterns, the defensive patterns, learning the set piece rules, maybe things that they haven't done before, and getting some of those players that we know want on the pitch caught up to speed early takes a lot of work, and it takes a lot of work within practice. It takes a lot of work for those players off the field too.
It certainly takes a lot of work just to get 100 people to show up to the same spot, let alone form them into a competitive rugby team. And a lot of the credit for that work goes to the coaches at Northeastern, from longtime head coach Keith Katanak and assistant Margaret Reese, down to the newcomers from Penn State hired this year, Eliza Altobelli and Jada Rudkin.
What's really great is having a coaching staff of 4 is something I might not see, Marge might see, Jada might see, Eliza might see, and say, hey, let's move this person here, or let's try this with this person. So it's a very collaborative effort to really work and help every player grow, enjoy the game, and compete at the level we're competing.
Our coaching staff is fantastic. Obviously we have Keith, but we also have Margaret Rice, Marge we call her, and she's a fantastic backs player, and is just super calm and informed, and brings a really good calmness and evenness to our team that I think has allowed us to succeed. And we've been really lucky. This past semester we've hired 2 new coaches, Eliza Altobelli and Jada Rudkin, out from Penn State, recent grads, and they've brought a ton of new energy kind of as younger graduates, younger coaches. They have a lot of knowledge kind of about who we're competing, who we're playing against, and what the best way to approach for that is. So they've been a huge asset to our team.
I'm CSCS certified. I got my undergrad at Penn State with a degree of kinesiology. and I'm getting my master's degree currently in strength and conditioning and sports coaching. So I've been helping out, like I developed a program for them to kind of help them out, try and get them in the gym as much as possible.
I guess that's what I try to instill in my players, is like that passion that I had. That's definitely why I got into coaching. I wasn't ready to hang up the boots. I'm grateful to still get the opportunity to play myself, but I think that fire and that care that I have about the game is what I try to bring.
Even with 4 coaches patrolling the sidelines, it can be tough to see every little thing and every little detail at every practice. That's why they rely on players like Molly Mikalevy and Courtney Bichotte-Dunner, who matriculated through NCR's high-performance pathways and have found some really great rugby experiences nationally and internationally.
That's been kind of the highlight of my rugby career, because I, was able to elevate my game and learn a little bit more about myself, my mentality, and my skills. And now coming back from Portugal, I have a drive more than ever to succeed and really perform.
In England with some of the best collegiate rugby players across the US was really exciting. We all had such a drive to be the best rugby players we could, and we were all dedicated to working hard every single hour, day, in and out of those 2 weeks in England. Surrounding yourself with those kind of people, it just really drives you to put everything you have on the field. I think I've learned how to bring that back to my team. I think another thing, I've just expanded my rugby IQ exponentially through playing with other teams this summer and on that England tour, being able to watch some of the professional women's team play and really try to absorb as much as possible from everyone in my surroundings and all of those connections that I've made.
Courtney and Molly, key players, are key assets on the team, and having them go on those opportunities, I actually started this season asking them to bring stuff back that they had learned. Something that maybe I didn't get to hear about, or they did something different that I can add to our game. But they do lead by example. Our younger players know that they're strong players, they're strong athletes, and they aspire to be them. But it's just having that, I don't know what the right word is. It's like stardom, if you will. That basically they don't see it that way. They see it like, hey, I made this level. My teammates can make there too, and they do everything to assist and elevate their teammates, and that's where we pull from them things that they have seen, and then we champion the fact that they are playing at such a high level that we want to see them go further and make that big stage.
I think what's even better is that when people see their own teammates playing high-level rugby, they see that high-level rugby is achievable, and it becomes accessible to the player to, hey, if I stick with it, if I keep coming to practice, if I keep learning, that could be me one day. And I think we see players that are putting their names out there for All-Stars teams, they're putting their names out there for, select side teams because they're looking for that same visibility. And I think, coming off an Olympic year, coming off a World Cup year, women's rugby is set in such a high, beautiful place right now. And I think we see it at the high school level, we see it at the college level, but it's filtering down through. People are interested in the sport, people are learning about the sport, and people see a pathway that, they could make it there. My teammates have made it there, let me put in the work, let me push to get there myself.
Their rugby IQ is high, and they know what they're doing, and if one of the other guys gets confused, they're able to help them understand and explain to them what's going on so that everybody can grow.
We're lucky to have a coaching staff that we do. Not a lot of college programs can bring on 4 talented coaches in a year, and I think it's definitely an asset to our club. I think even a bigger asset is how great these athletes are. They're motivated, they're dedicated, and they're just really great people on and off the field, and I think it embodies that culture that we try to maintain here at Northeastern.
That incredible team culture was something that players and coaches alike stressed when discussing their recent success. On the pitch, coaches have encouraged players to be creative and become the best versions of themselves while also having a great time, and players have picked up that ball and run with it.
So sustained success is basically you're always pushing those players past their comfort level. You want to go, we'll always find a way to challenge ourselves.
Something we've been really focusing on is kind of creativity in just regular play, because we have our defensive and offensive systems and patterns that that do work and they work well, but I think our strongest plays come when we are able to step outside of that and kind of look at the field in front of us and say, okay, what can we change right now? And that's when it gets really fun too, is when we get to be creative with it.
We have a lot of chemistry as a team. We're all great friends on the field, off the field, and I think one thing we also pride ourselves on is sometimes you play teams and they get a little frustrated with each other on the field, but we never let that happen to us, and we always like to lift each other up and never yell at each other. We never try to make it hard for another player if they mess up. It's always that goldfish mentality and moving on to the next play is something we like to do on our team.
I think we're all there to have fun first, and if we're not like having a good time on the field and we're not all like supporting each other, picking each other up, then we're not doing things right. It's kind of like we're all in this together, and no one player should kind of be on their own. You know, it's a team sport, and we really like try to treat our culture as such.
When we step on this field, like, let's play with a smile, let's play with joy, because we're playing for those who can. And that's a big thing that I learned from my coach, Alex Weiser, who unfortunately, she passed my sophomore year, and that's just like the biggest imprint that she left on me, and that I just want to spread that joy. Every single person I talk to, every single person I coach, every single person I play with, I think that that's the most important thing that I can bring to the table, and I think that is kind of the spirit of rugby.
Off the pitch, players genuinely enjoy spending time together and being there for each other.
I think definitely the chemistry we have on and off the pitch. We like each other, and it shows on the field too.
When we don't have practice, we're having craft nights or like watching like NFL all day.
It's some of the vets like to get together, do some crafts, you know. We have a lot of off the field bonding that we do, just to click on and off the field. I think the closer we are off the field, the more chemistry we can see on the field.
I think it comes naturally when you're spending so many hours a week together with a lot of people that you're going to become friends, and I can speak for myself when I say pretty much all my closest friends are either on the rugby team now or used to be and have since graduated. So I think making sure that, you know, our practices are a positive environment, and then outside, you know, off the field, we try to get together as much as we can for just to hang out, because we enjoy spending time with each other.
It's culture, you know, and I think this team has really created a culture that's, you know, lasted years. We're going on our 30th anniversary this year, so, you know, it's a credit to that, and it goes back 30 years of people that are caring about rugby, people that want to elevate, particularly women's rugby. It comes from internal leadership. You know, we have players that turn over year to year, but they're a really great self-run club, and that they motivate each other. They have an e-board that's elected every year, and they have players who are bought into maintaining that culture year after year. You know, on field, we have a culture of excellence, and it's players that want to go to the next level. They know what it takes, they know the challenges, they know the time commitment, and we're bought into that. You know, we've realized success because people buy into the culture of that. You know, we know that it's going to be a challenge, but we know that it comes with high reward if we do it correctly. You know, and the players just love it. They love the game, they love each other, and that's what keeps it going.
We'll see just how far that culture can carry the Mad Dogs as they prepare to face off against the University of Colorado in the D1AA National Championship in December. For the College Rugby Show, I'm Zach Lanning. We'll see you in Houston.
Mad Dogs on 3! 1, 2, 3! Mad Dogs!